This is for Miss Disa. What Miss Disa taught me. This is for those interested, concerned, and want to listen, and care to listen. And please don't put wrong things on YouTube against this love, against a priest like this well-wisher of Islamic well-wisher came and did, calling a late Father Augustine an idiot. Please refrain from such comments totally if you are a true Muslim. Forget being a Shia Muslim, only if you are a true Muslim. Because I know that no Shia Muslim would say such a thing. We've had such great ties. Miss Disa has known one of my family members, my mother's side and community. She was her student. So there was love, true love between and respect, so much respect that Miss Disa was invited after many years when this lady from my mother's community was getting married. Yes, her name was Tehsina Tavrani. And I was so happy to see Miss Disa sitting with her. I was late at my aunt's wedding. I was with the bride. So we came a bit late. I had invited Miss Disa at 6 o'clock sharp, and she came 6 o'clock sharp, whereas unfortunately we had to come late. And so when I saw Miss Disa sitting with Tehsina Tavrani, I was so happy. And later on at her wedding, Miss Disa had saved a seat for me. And there's nothing wrong in society to be God's family. I've read in my Shia Islam, we are God's family members. And our Imams, alayhi salam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad, have taught us to meet like we have kunda. We're supposed to meet and societies are supposed to get together. So this is just a way of meeting our fellow families of God. And yes, this girl had joined CAS and she wanted to befriend me. And she was what Miss Disa had taught me in Karachi American School. And I would have to, although this Muslim girl would say later on things against Shia Muslims, what we do or how we worship God and what we say, and about Surah Al-Hamd, and in the Quran it says, call on no one but Allah, ask from no one but Allah. Sorry. But if Miss Disa was with me, then there would be no parties. New Year's night I could have gone to Miss Disa's house and had tea with her. Like I later told Mrs. Munira Gulzar but I didn't want to take any promise or anything like that. Although I'd love to go to her house for tea and leave behind these parties and male friends, mingling with them. I was so grateful to God that God had given me this family I could go to and love. And there is nothing wrong in Islam about this, loving one another. So now this another Islamic well-wisher had come questioning, not even questioning, stating that the man, a father, a priest, a Christian priest, who said that this love for Mr. Shah was true. It wasn't a crush or any infatuation. It was true love, inspired by God. Even God says in the Quran, Surah Maryam, those who believe and do good deeds, the gracious God creates love in their hearts. I really don't know. I'm really sorry. I don't know where these Islamic people, Muslims, are coming up from and could say that a late Father Augustine passed away. He was a counselor, a therapy counselor, psychologist. He had his degree, a certificate for counseling in psychology from the United States of America. And we had many therapy sessions, counseling I had with him. He even came to my house and to give help my mother and father. My mother was very disturbed. She had found out that her husband had married another woman. And this Islamic person, he's got some calligraphy in Islamic Arabic from the Quran. Your sincere well-wisher is his name, not his real name, but his identity on YouTube. So he said here that there is no such thing as true love. Father Augustine was an idiot. I've told him off. I've told him to refrain from such things, and I've given him my answer here. If he had a mother, he would know that God has inspired true love in mothers, and paradise is under the feet of those mothers. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said. But what about those mothers who don't go with their God-given nature? So like this, there are many such things which even a mother may sell her daughter. There are poor people being helpless, selling their daughters. And so under such a mother's feet could there be paradise? I could question the saying of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In the Quran there's a verse, don't be like that with even with disbelievers, don't mock at them. Otherwise, we are pushing them to say things against our religion. And then when we do, put someone in doubt and make someone angry, hurting someone's religious sentiments, then when they say something to us, and even the believers, even the Muslims can get into doubts. And someone who is not well, you have to consider all these things. We do have to be very considerate, thoughtful. This is true Islam. There is a warning against such people who do this with others, giving their opinions like that without considering anything, thoughtlessly and cruelly, unkind. So we are told to refrain from provoking people. In the Quran, there's a verse. Sorry, I cannot check it right now. So these are just not the etiquettes of a true Muslim. And this fake Muslim has come here. Seems like a Pakistani to me, knowing that America is totally immune from doing anything oppressive. Even, putting Pakistan, he says, or her, she says, Pakistan is in America's pocket, and America has total immunity. Like even our Pakistani president doesn't have total immunity in Pakistan. the way America has total immunity to do anything they like, kill people randomly, take lives with no regard whatsoever to anything. Every land they think is in their pocket, under their feet. And so, this back to my Islamic girl who was telling me about her religion. Her mother didn't even teach her how to love an elderly woman. And, in Canada, all the time with male friends, going to parties. But all she had to say was against Shia Islam was that this is a big shirk, and one does not say anything to some of the Sahabas who were bad with who. She wouldn't even hear me, and I wouldn't say anything at that time. But now I'm saying what Umar did and Abu Bakr did. And so I'm sorry, I cannot love someone, a Sahaba, who has been treacherous against Prophet Muhammad, his vision, his aim, enemy of Islam. They were hypocrites. And yes, they burnt the house of Hazrat Fatima Zahra Salam alayha. He did, Umar did, and injured her. It all falls logically. If you look at the hadith of the calamity of Thursday, Umar said that this man has gone delirious due to his high fever, his sickness. And so the Quran is enough for us. And there are some people saying that this Umar did not hurt Hazrat Fatima Zahra Salam alayha, and they are quoting the narration of some person, and then they could say that even Fadak was for Hazrat Fatima Zahra Salam alayha. So it was Abu Bakr was right not to give Hazrat Fatima Zahra Salam alayha Fadak. And now that narration, where does it come from? So they're just calling Shia Muslims liars and not thinking what they are doing. My God, if out there's a Christian who is quiet about this and who does what Imam Ali alayhi salam, teaching me to be true to my parents, to be transparent with my parents, to not lie to my parents, to not cheat my parents, to not betray my parents' trust. Everything that our Imams, our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, thereafter our Imams have taught us and adhered by it. Don't you think that this Christian who said that she is half Shia and half Catholic will get a very high place in paradise? Then these people who call themselves Muslims then say that Shia Muslims are lying to us against Umar, Abu Bakr. Could he say that we are lying against Ummul Momineen, some of them, the two who harassed Prophet Muhammad? It is written in, they tried to give Prophet Muhammad such a hard time, and mischief makers. In Surah Tahrim, if you read. So we Shias, we find them oppressive in some way or the other. We cannot accept that. And they are taking hadiths from an oppressive wife of the Prophet. Look at that. Who oppressed Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And you say that we are liars. Shia Muslims are lying. And let me tell you that Ms. Desai had no agenda to make me a Christian or Catholic. She even came to our matam ladies Akka Matam, she came to Karadar, she came to the Maskati Imam Barga, she came to the Karadar or Khoja Imam Barga. She even came to Mehfil Sakina alayhi salam. So I think that Dr. Tahir al-Qadri should refrain from saying that Shias are liars for his own good, because lying against Shias, he might go to hell.